straight from the band. This is straight from the band. Test. 1, 2. Straight from the band. Hello, listeners. Welcome to another episode of Straight from the Bend. In today's episode, Al and I have a conversation just with each other, but without any specific subject. We talk about a variety of stuff, and we kind of give each other's opinions on it. And it was basically what we really hope is that it will spark some interest in our listeners and have them make their own research and come up with their own conclusions. Anyway, Al and I had a lot of fun with this one, and we might have this format again, depending on the type of feedback that we get from our listeners. But anyway, okay, enough of this. Let's get into it. Hope you enjoy our episode that we entitled Talking Shit on Straight from the Bend. Testing. 1, 2.
2, 5, 7.
Test.
2, 5, 7.
Welcome
1,
to Straight from the Bend.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Probably the most average podcast ever.
7.
In 3, 2, 1.
Al Fern.
Here we are.
Yes, once more.
Once more.
The two compadres. Huh?
We're doing it again.
We're doing it again. How are you?
I'm good.
It's been a while.
Yeah, well.
Yeah? Feeling better? You weren't feeling great
No,
last?
I'm feeling better. Much
Yeah?
better.
Good?
Yeah.
Good. So what's the plan tonight?
I don't know. Let's just talk shit.
Ah,
Let's just
we can do that.
Yeah,
we do it all the time.
we do it. Just tonight will be recorded.
Yes, true. We'll have others listening in to our conversation.
No,
So-
lately I've been doing just a little bit of reading, a little bit of listening,
Yeah.
and stuff, and I just it'd be fun to get your perspective on certain
Sure.
things that I
I don't like
discovered.
I don't like to give my perspective.
No. Not
But
in
if
your
you want to
nature.
pull teeth, go for it.
That's right.
So what? Give me one. Shoot one. What do you want to talk about?
All right. Something very interesting. I was listening to a podcast the other day. It was a Joe Rogan podcast, of course. I enjoy Joe Rogan.
You're a fan of Joe.
I am.
We should have him on our podcast
Well,
eventually.
eventually.
Yes.
It was a podcast with Jamie Metzel.
Okay.
He's a technology futurist and geopolitical expert. I know.
Wow.
It's pretty deep stuff. But one thing that he talked about, and that really kind of caught my ear. It was, if I were to put a title to it, I would put it "Making Babies Sci-Fi Style."
Making babies sci-fi style.
It's
You had me at making babies.
So what it is, he was talking about the future, like the future AI and where it's all going with,
yes.
with like gene manipulation and with all these new discoveries with CRISPR and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And they were talking about in the future, and not that far in the future, they were saying that making babies the natural way with intercourse will be as risky as what we consider now not vaccinating our children. So they'll be basically is you'll be your baby will be conceived in a laboratory, if you wish, and that their genes, everything will be manipulated in the sense where they can avoid diseases and genetic diseases and severe disformations or anything like that. Like, because basically you'll be, rather than risking the chance of having a baby naturally,
Yeah.
that most everybody will have babies this way.
Okay, so controlling the outcome.
Yeah.
So that's the risk you're talking about. It's
Yeah.
not the risk in the act itself,
No.
but it's the outcome. So you control better the outcome, which is, I don't know. I'm not sure if I like that.
See, right now, the concept is very interesting because if you can avoid having children suffer, right? If you can avoid having a baby that has a disease at birth, or even that something will develop later on, rather than have a baby that will suffer, why not be able to, alleviate that and avoid that completely? No.
Well, I don't know. It takes the, I don't know. I think it has some, good, but it takes the, I don't know. It takes the life element out of it. You know what I'm saying? To me, life is a surprise. And
Okay, but the surprise is for you. But now, think about the child. Like, think about that child and say, "Dad," like,
Yeah, but where does it stop? I guess that's
that's exactly.
because we've had the conversation about freedom of speech, right? So
Yeah.
to me, it's the same thing. Yeah, the concept, in theory, is nice, but where does it stop?
Oh, absolutely. You want a baby with blue eyes?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
blonde hair?
exactly,
I know what you mean.
And so can we control the level of intelligence? And I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
But
But
at
it's
the same
interesting.
time, like you say, it's a chance. Well, the same thing. Like if you think about vaccinating your child, right? You could say, "Oh, I'll take a chance and."
Oh yeah, but not the
it's all-
same.
I know. Well,
Not the
if you can
same.
alleviate a child from having a
Yeah,
severe
no,
disease-
and I look like an ass if I say no. I don't want to change that. Yeah, I know what you mean, but
I know what
it's
you
it's a slippery slope.
It
That's
is a
all I'm
slippery
saying.
slope, but everything is.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So, no, I just thought it was pretty interesting, and in the sense that how he phrased it is that, like he said, like this is something that's going to be there. It's already they're already able to do some of this stuff, like in gene manipulation. So he says it's most likely going to happen. Whether you're always going to have some people that are going to be resistant and say, no, we're going to have babies the natural way.
Yeah.
But I found it very interesting in the sense that this is something that with technology, it's something that
You know what it will do to me though? I guess part of the issue, I think it will create a bigger divide between the rich cultures or rich societies and the less fortunate ones.
For a short while it's expensive, but it's not going to be expensive forever.
Well, anyway.
Okay, but
But we have a hard time right now taking care of our fellow, brothers and sisters on the planet who are suffering and, dying from hunger and thirst and, that's all.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen to those folks? I don't know. There, talking shit.
Talking shit.
So here's one thing that can we talk shit about something
Sure.
else? All right. So here's a reflection I've had recently. Had some deep conversations at home and with folks about and I think I see it more and more as I get older. Not so much on me for me, but around me, and it's that sense of duty that people feel towards their parents, towards anyone in life. I hear a lot of we should go visit, we should. And I've been wondering when people are going to start saying I want to instead of should.
Okay.
Like how can I phrase that? I think that there's a lot of people out there who have a sense of obligation because of the way we were raised culturally, socially. We should take care of our parents, and I'm not saying we shouldn't, but at the same time, here's the question I have. Because there's a lot of people, you know some, I know some, that go, oh, crap, it's Thanksgiving. I have to go see my parents, or I have to go to my brother. Why do you have to, right? Oh, well, because, if I don't, it'll cause problems and, people will be upset, blah, blah, blah. And the question I have for those people is, would you like your kids to come and visit you for Thanksgiving with that attitude? Or would you say, you know what? Never mind. I never want you to feel that way. So we would never want people to feel the way we force ourselves to feel in certain circumstances. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's part of our culture. That's part of the way we were raised, I think, in the sense that...
Yeah, but I think we have to peel that off. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
What do you feel about it? Because you know a bit my story. Mm-hmm. I have no sense of obligation for my family. And it's because I had that reflection at some point in my life, right? It was a poisonous relationship, and it was not good. It was toxic. And I remember when I kind of, burned the bridges with my family, a lot of people said, well, it's your mother, it's your brother, it's your father. What are you doing? And we would never accept a toxic friendship, or maybe some do. But anyways, that sense of obligation. So
See, I don't really see that because I'm happy to go.
You're fortunate.
I'm happy to go to my mom, my dad's, and my in-laws.
But if when you're older, you felt like, or you knew that your kids were feeling forced or obligated to come visit you, would you be okay with that?
Yeah, sure.
Talking shit.
Damn kids, they better come see me. That's I'm old.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. What else do we got?
What else? Well, I thought I've been thinking of this whole climate change.
Yes.
It's really bubbled up lately.
Yes.
And probably because of Greta Thunberg.
Yes.
I'm kind of torn. I really appreciate what she stands for, what she's done, and her passion for it. But it just scares me a little bit that, and I find, and again, I'm picking on the left, and it's not because picking on the right is so easy, but picking on the left sometimes, in the sense that it's another campaign of fear. It seems to me, like. I agree that we need to be doing something, but I'm not sure at what degree, like at what level of how we should be alarmed. I don't think it's at the level where a lot of the left is kind of like preaching. I think we have, we definitely have to do something, and I think a lot of the countries are actively trying to do stuff, putting policies in action. Are there countries that are not doing enough? Well, most definitely, and I think we had that little discussion the other day where the countries that are most at fault are the ones that are doing probably the
least. Yes.
Yeah. But I don't know. Like, I don't know if that was... I don't know how I felt about that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you what I think. I think there's no hope.
You think so?
I think so. I think we're past the point of no return.
No.
I think we're definitely. I think, here's the thing. Here's the analogy for me. I read or heard a while back that people who smoke, long-term smokers, there comes a point where even if you stop, the damage that you've caused, like I think if I remember, it was like if you smoke for 15 years, you can't reverse it. It's done. It's done, and there's a likelihood, if I remember correctly, that the damage will continue to grow. Because
I don't think that's true anymore, is it? Haven't they?
I don't know, but that's a while back, right?
Yeah.
And it made sense to me. Like, my father died of lung cancer. He had quit smoking maybe, I don't know, 6-7 years before, but he had smoked for 40 years, right? and the damage was probably done after 15, 20 years of smoking, but he just kept on going. So, and I think that's where we are with the planet. I think that we've gone beyond repair. So now it's just a matter of how we can slow it down or not. But I think we're going in that direction, and I think that we're not coming back. I don't see it.
Yeah. I mean, I think the science is there that obviously there is climate change happening right now. Are humans affecting it? Yes, I do believe.
Yeah.
But I also believe that it's cyclical.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think way past. Like, I mean, we're
There's been
Earth
cycles. There's been cycles in history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're going through one of these cycles. Our emissions and stuff like that, are they increasing or accelerating the rate of where it should be at? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Do I think we can not come back from this? No, I definitely think we can.
The
problem is, I don't think us as humans were ready to make the necessary sacrifices.
Well, that's the problem, and that's why I have no hope. I have no hope in humans. in humans.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Because I don't think we're ready to give up any conveniences or any
Exactly. No, exactly.
And we're not going to go backwards.
No.
So,
No. And we have to give it all up altogether.
Yeah. And that's never going to happen.
And that's never going to happen.
That's never going to happen. Can we move towards more like renewable energy and stuff? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think I see it. See, I tend to see it more in the positive. We are heading towards that direction.
It's too late.
But I mean, and again, I think capitalism is playing a big role in that. But as soon as they can capitalize on this renewable energy a little bit more, I think that it's going to take we're going to steer in that direction.
Yeah. Anyways, it's going to be interesting to see. But
See,
I'm not.
I believe in humans. I think we can do it.
I know. I have no hope.
I just
no confidence at all.
Yeah.
No. Well, they elected Trump.
Well, yeah,
See?
That's not all humans.
Yeah. So it's interesting because the reflection I had in the last couple of weeks is talking about that movement with Greta coming to Canada and the States, and also part of the issue is something that I've learned. I kind of knew about it, but I've learned more in the last couple of weeks. Recycling.
Yeah.
It's not working. It really isn't working. No. Like I saw a good documentary on television, and it's really not working. Someone even said that it makes more sense economically to not recycle than to recycle.
Because of the energy that you use to
Exactly.
recycle? Okay.
Yeah. And
I heard that too.
yeah. And I mean, the blue bags that we put for recycling, I think it's a matter of like 5 to 10% of it is recycled. The rest is burnt and put in the ground. But we think we're doing a good job, and we're led to believe. And a lot of people do it. Most people do it, I think, with integrity, and they do it because they believe in it. But we don't have the systems in place, and because it's a capitalism, right? It costs money, so it costs more money for companies who recycle. It costs more money for them to recycle than to burn it or to bury it.
But I think we're moving in some directions where they're planning on banning like single-use plastics and stuff like that. I mean, I think that's great.
Yes.
And there's small steps that each and everybody can take.
Yes.
Rather than buying your water in a plastic container, right?
Yeah.
There's the various things that we can do, but
one thing that I've noticed recently, and for the last year or two, which is, and I'm not sure, maybe it's just me who had a fucked up brain when I was a child, but when I was younger, if you came out of the store with something in your hand, you looked like you were stealing it. It had to be in a bag.
Yes. Yes.
That's how you felt justified to go through the doors, right?
yes,
Now,
I know.
Now I often come out of a store with 5 or 6 things because I forgot my bag and I don't want to take a plastic bag.
know.
And
don't
I'm
you
thinking,
still feel like kind of like
yeah,
like
I'm think-
I have everything in one bag
Yeah.
in one arm and I'm waving my
yeah,
receipt in the other hand.
I'm not stealing it.
I have it. I bought this.
I'm not stealing it.
I know.
Yeah.
But no, I agree that there's definitely other ways that or more effective ways I think that we can work through this
Yeah,
whole
yeah, yeah.
climate thing. And look, don't get me wrong. I think like I don't want this to come across like I'm coming down on Greta. I think some of the stuff that she's done.
I
find it
love
incredible.
Greta, and I think
find
we
it
need.
incredible.
I think we need Greta.
For a young girl like that, she sailed across
But that's the problem.
Atlantic to
That's
come
the
here.
problem with Greta. She's young.
Yeah.
What I mean is, she should be 40 years old and heading a country. And we need Gretas all over the planet.
No, exactly.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. And rather than motivating or having kids go on school strikes or whatever, which is okay, I understand it. It kind of raises awareness,
Yeah.
but that generation should be doubling down in school and going into the stem cell,
Yeah.
fields and really trying to come up with solutions. And hopefully that's the message that's going to come across.
I think everything gets screwed up with politics. That's the problem. Right?
And that's the thing, because right now, climate change, it's turned political.
well,
I mean, we have a party that completely runs basically on that,
yes.
right? And that's the thing. They're using it as a political, stance. And to me, sometimes it's a little scary because even like.
But not only that, but money runs the world, right? That's part of the problem. Like if you look in the States and you make the comparison to Greta and those kinds of movements in the world, right? Where pro environment and we have to protect our planet. In the States, after every 10 shootings, after every 10 mass shootings, there's a big movement, right?
Yeah.
For 4 or 5 days, they demonstrate, they're in the street, and politicians, yes, we're going to change things, but then the people who fund their campaign say, no, you're not going to do that because you're not going to get our money and you're not going to get our support, and boom,
It shuts down.
it shuts down, and we wait for the next 10 mass shootings, and then we go, oh my God,
But
my
that's
God.
the media cycle now, right?
Yeah.
Everything is so fast. Like,
Yeah.
and that's why and I know we've had this discussion before, but that's why I think Donald Trump is not he's not as crazy as a lot of people think he
Oh,
is.
come on.
No, I'm serious.
He's mental.
No, I think he's playing the media. He's
No.
playing he's
No.
able to.
No, he's not that smart.
Oh yes, I
No.
think he is. I think he's able. Look, I don't like the guy, and most of the stuff he says that comes out of his mouth, I think is stupid. But at the same time, I think he's able to direct the media with that. He knows that, and he's able to direct the media off of certain topics that he doesn't want them to talk about.
Yes, but I agree with you, but I don't think he has the intelligence
You
to
don't think he's doing purposely?
No. I think it happens by accident because he's such an idiot that everything that comes out of his mouth, people go, "Oh my God!" and then they forget about what he said yesterday because now it's so outrageous what he just said today.
But you can only slip on a banana peel so many times and land on your feet every time.
Oh, he doesn't land on his feet.
Oh, I think he does. I think he lands on his feet because you forget what was happening yesterday, the stupid comment he made yesterday.
But you see, to be honest, I have no clue what's going on in the States right now. I don't understand that people are so partisan and that they can't have more ethics than that and say, you know what, that's just fucking wrong.
But at the same time, okay, keeping on this whole impeachment thing,
Yeah.
I think it's a big mistake. I think the Democrats are so horny about getting him out of office any way possible. I think they might get the vote initially, but they're not going to get the vote out of the Senate.
No, he's not. He's not
going to be impeached. He's not going to be removed.
Well, you don't know. Have you seen the news today and yesterday?
Well, maybe not today.
Okay, Giuliani's buddies. Okay, so here's the latest. Giuliani had two buddies or two associates or two people that was working for him and with him.
Yeah.
Just got arrested at the airport with one-way ticket to Germany. And they got arrested for corruption and blah, blah, blah. And it's all linked to Ukraine. So there's just more and more shit coming out.
There's more stuff. I'm just saying, I'm not saying that something crooked didn't happen. I'm just saying that I think they're shooting ahead, like they're.
But they don't have a choice. They don't have a choice
because they're a little bit quick on the gun. I think they're a little bit quick on the gun, and this is bolstering their Trump's base, which a lot of polls are saying that's even bigger than it was.
Oh, I don't think so. You
that's
can't.
what the polls say. That it's bigger than it was.
Oh, come on. There's not that many people with concussions. Jesus.
But it's saying that because what happens is that if they don't pull him out, that this is just going to rile them all up. And it's going to make it even harder. Right now, most people are saying that he's almost a shoo-in for 2020.
You think, huh?
Well, with the Democrat candidates that are there now.
But at the same time,
I mean,
but I don't believe what the polls say and the media says because Hillary was winning.
That's true.
You know?
Good point.
Yeah. So, but to go back to Trump. I think that is, and it's not a strategy. I think that what makes Trump survive in politics is that he didn't want to be president, and he doesn't give a rat's ass. He really doesn't give a rat's ass, and he's not there to do what's right. He's just there for fun. And he likes to say whatever comes out of what gets in his head, and he doesn't have much room in there. So, whenever something comes in, it has to come out immediately.
Oh, look, I don't like him very much, but I give him a little bit more credit than you do.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you and a few. Yeah. Anyways. All right. Let's talk about something more interesting. Well, it's not more interesting. I have a fascination.
Oh, I know
him.
You do.
Yes, I never watched CNN. Seriously, I never watched CNN until he got elected. And now I have CNN on Sirius XM, and it's almost always on.
Have you ever watched a show on HBO, the Circus something?
Oh yes. It's a cartoon, right?
No.
Oh, no.
This is it's real. No, it's
they
real.
take footage.
They take footage.
Oh
and
no,
it's
not that one.
Every time.
Yeah.
I haven't watched a lot. I've watched an episode here and there, but it's pretty interesting. I mean,
there's a cartoon I believe on Netflix. On Netflix. Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Anyways, all right. So since we're on something that drives me insane,
oh boy,
can I bring something else up?
Sure.
Oblivious people.
Okay. Definition, please.
Definition: oblivious people. I had the experience this week. It's people, and drivers drive me nuts, but we also see them in shopping malls, right? It's people who are not aware of their environment or don't care at all who's in front of them, beside them, and behind them. They just don't care. I find it disrespectful. And you're not alone in the world. So, for instance, it's not a big deal. People are going to say, whiner. But I'm at Wendy's this week to get a salad.
I thought we promised ourselves that we would be truthful when we were on this podcast.
Okay, a piece of salad in the chicken burger.
That's more like it.
Yeah.
Carry on.
So I'm at the drive-thru in my big truck, and in front of me, a little car, right? And so it's my turn. Actually, it's not my turn. I can't make it to the window for the to put my order in at the drive-thru, because she stays probably 10 feet behind the car in front of her. Like there's enough room for an extra car between her and the car in front of her. And I'm going with my hands in the, move forward, come on. I'm this close to honking. I did it once and the guy didn't appreciate it. But I'm thinking, seriously, just look in your freaking mirror and learn to drive for one thing, because you have a good 10 feet you can close there. No, fuck all.
Come on, Anna. You just didn't want to scratch your bumper.
Well, I came pretty close to hers, let me tell you. And yeah, so
But I have to agree.
that drives
about oblivious people.
Yeah, that drives me insane. And people who just can't respect the basic rules of driving, right? So this is not driving, but still, it's in a car. Like
You see that everywhere.
Yeah.
In the mall, you see that.
People in the mall who are in the middle of the aisle at the grocery store, and they're surprised that you come behind them. What, did you think the store was closed and you were alone in here? Oh, sorry. And I always want to say, no, stupid. No, seriously. Fuck, you're not alone in the world, people. Just be aware of your environment. That drives me insane.
And I don't know why, but to me, it seems like I'm extra aware because I'm always kind of looking around and just making sure that. But yeah, I agree. I don't understand like how people can just they walk through life and just with complete tunnel vision.
Yeah.
And are not aware of anything surrounding them other than
the other
their
day,
next goal.
the other day, I was in a parking lot in a shopping mall. 2 young persons walking right down in the middle of the parking. There's tons of room elsewhere, but and then they're surprised they see a car coming. Oh my God, a car! Yes, we're in a parking lot. Anyways, all right, that's enough. Enough of the whining. But yeah, that drives me insane. This week when I was like, and for me, when I'm at the drive-through, I'm thinking, can the person behind me, if I squeeze another inch, can they get to that little, ordering thing?
You're a nice guy.
I am a nice guy.
See?
Tell that more often, because some people don't believe you.
Let's lighten it up a little bit.
Yes, okay. What do you got?
I went to see a movie.
Oh.
My last movie that I went to see.
Okay. Can I hold on, I'll guess. How recent was it?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago? Hobbs and Shaw.
No, I did see that though.
You did see that one.
That's not the last one I've seen.
Okay. It 2, Chapter 2.
No.
No.
I haven't seen one. So
My kids loved it.
Yeah.
Okay, what did you see?
Rambo. Last Blood.
You know what? I've never seen any Rambo yet.
Oh, really?
I have to binge watch all the Rambos. How many are there? 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. The only one I really enjoyed was the first one.
Okay.
First Blood.
Yeah.
So I thought, Last Blood, I'm in.
First Blood, Last Blood makes sense.
The beginning and the end,
Yeah.
that's all I need.
Yeah. And?
That's an hour and a half I'll never have again.
Was it bad? Yeah.
No, well, I mean, you can't go into a movie called Rambo with Sylvester Stallone and expect that much.
No, it's
right?
not an Oscar movie.
No. I mean, look, Sylvester Stallone is an awesome guy. Great action film. But to be honest, I was disappointed.
In the storyline?
In the storyline.
Okay.
I felt it rushed. Like everything, the plot, everything was rushed. It got from one point to the next, and I said, why? Why did that happen? Like, so, yeah, the whole story development wasn't there. It was all about, and I don't want to. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but it was all about a revenge story.
Yeah.
And that's basically what it was. It kind of gave you a few events, and then it was all about a revenge story. There was a lot of stuff missing in between. And look, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it because I can watch pretty much any movie and enjoy it. I love movies.
Yeah.
I can watch anything and gather some enjoyment out of it, but I can still recognize when a movie is not that good.
Well, you see, the problem, again, it goes back to what you said earlier. It's capitalism, right? They find a movie that works. Like, I'm not gonna crap on Fast and Furious. I've seen them pretty much all of them. There's a few that I might have missed, but it's the same old story.
It is.
You know,
It is.
but the recipe works. You know, like Rocky, for instance. You know, since we're on Sylvester Stallone, Rocky 1 and 2, great movies. I thought
Yeah.
you could have skipped 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then go to Creed,
Yeah.
because Creed,
Creed's a completely different.
yeah,
It still has that link, but I agree completely.
but Creed is a good. Actually, no, because he dies. He dies in Rocky 3, so you kind of need Rocky 3 to
To lead up to Creed.
to lead up to Creed. But Rocky 3 was not that great. You know, that's with the Russian, right?
Yeah.
That's with the Russian. So, but yeah, but because it worked, let's make a little more money on it. Doesn't mean that
Yeah.
it's going to be good, right?
But that's what it is, right? Movies.
Oh,
right?
and speaking of disappointments, because I've seen one that also, and it's a sequel of a sequel. John Wick
Oh yeah.
3.
No good.
The 2 hours I'll never get back.
Really?
Yes.
See, I'm looking forward to seeing John Wick 3.
All right. Well, if you have
Did
two,
you like 1 and 2?
I liked 1. I don't remember 2 that much. I thought
Yeah.
2 was more of the same, probably. I
Yeah.
don't remember much. 3, and they leave it open for a 4th one. I'm going, shoot
for
me
sure.
now.
Yeah. for
Shoot
sure.
me now. So, no, there was, the plot was really thin.
Okay.
And
I've heard it's 2 hours of.
just killing.
Killing.
Just pop, 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 piff, piff,
Yeah.
piff, pop, pop, pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No.
It takes a long time for you to kind of start understanding that there's a plot, because at the beginning, for the first 45 minutes, I thought there was no plot.
Okay.
Seriously.
Okay.
I thought it was just, okay, so he's going on a rampage. He's going to kill people. Pow, pow, pow. Why? You know? So, yeah. Anyways, John Wick 3. Guess we're not getting sponsors from movies.
Obviously not.
Obviously not. So, but that brings, our whining. Our whining about stuff.
Right.
Are we getting old? Like,
I'm not.
is it? Is it part of getting old that we complain more? Do you think? Because my kids, like, we saw, and I shouldn't say whine, more critical, I should say. We saw Glass. Did you see Glass, the movie Glass?
No.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Saw that in the movie theater about a year ago, I would say. Like, seriously, this was, in my opinion, one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Oh, really?
And we got in the car, and I'm going, oh, my God. My kids, I loved it. I'm going, what? Jeez.
Maybe
So
it's from experience, right? We've seen more.
maybe, or maybe
you
our
expect more?
expectations. Yeah, the
Expect more?
expectations, maybe. I don't know. But do you feel you're getting old? Do you feel...
It depends. Like I definitely I'm probably in the best shape that I've ever been, and I've been
Me
that's-
too, if the shape is round.
But I purposely said, okay, I'm almost 50, and I said at 50 I'm going to be in the best shape that I possibly can be. So as far as physically, no, I don't feel old. There's sometimes certain things that I see or things that I experience that I feel, oh, geez, there I feel old, in the sense that that's not how I seen it before, and that's how they're doing it now. And I think, oh, well, geez, that's...
Does the mirror send you the reflection of how you feel?
No.
So that's part of my problem. And for me, it's not so much the face than the body. Like, I think I wouldn't say slim, but I don't think I'm, like, when I look at a picture of me, I'm going, holy shit, I was bloated that day. And then the next day, and then the next day, and then the next day. Like, I don't recognize the person on the picture.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I have to start doing something about it. I have to put it on the fridge and have it as my intro. Maybe I need a picture of me now and me in a year, and put your picture there. You know? That could be my inspiration.
We could do that.
You could do that. Yeah.
But no,
So-
as far as feeling old, no.
Like your joints, you're in great shape, you say.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel real good.
Started reading listening to an audiobook.
Mm-hmm.
It's the longevity paradox.
Oh, okay.
And I can't speak intelligently about it right now, but I think it's about the lectin-free diet.
Okay.
So this guy basically says that the paradox is that we're living longer, but not in great shape. So what that guy says, he says you should die young at an old age.
Oh, okay.
You know, so the whole purpose of the book is really about eating. But I guess it's really interesting. So I encourage anyone to at least give it a listen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the process of ordering a cookbook from this guy. He's a doctor, so he was a cardiologist for many years, and started looking into what was making people sick and et cetera, et cetera. So he eventually left his practice and started a health center. And basically, the principle of the book is we have to eat for our gut, because we got a bunch of bacteria in our gut.
Yep.
And the problem is that our gut can only digest some things, right?
Right. Right.
And we keep feeding it stuff that it cannot really digest very well. So that kills the good gut buddies that we have, and it replaces it with bad one, and that causes inflammation. That causes being bloated and gaining weight, etc. So obviously, when you look at me, you know that I have not finished the book yet, but it is in the works. So yes,
Interesting.
yeah.
But I mean, I've listened to a lot of various podcasts with scientists stating that there's no reason that we cannot live to 150, 200 years old. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, there should be that limit should be, that should be extended. And they're even saying, some are saying that right now, let's say a benchmark at 50 years old is that you can run marathons, right? You can run a marathon.
Yeah.
But in the future, like that at 120, that if you can't run 5 marathons in that when you're 120, that you're not in good shape. And that not only are we going to be living older, but with a better lifestyle, with a better
Well, that's the goal, right?
With a healthier
That's the
lifestyle.
goal.
So-
Because really, right now, I mean, I'm not in that bad of a shape. I mean, I make jokes, but I know I could lose a good 30, 40 pounds, 50 pounds even. But that's not my concern. It's the way I feel. It's not so much the weight as it is the way I feel. Like I went up and down the stairs at home today, and my knees were going, just a little bit. And so I got to do something about it, because I plan on running marathons at 120.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We'll run it together.
Yeah. Sure. All right.
All right. You ready for this one?
Oh yeah. Go.
This one I've been waiting for a while
Uh-oh.
to see what to get your thinking on this.
Okay.
Extraterrestrial life.
Yes.
Yes or no? Do you
Oh
think?
yes, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. I mean,
The-
how can you not? I mean, I'm going to give you a few facts here.
Okay.
I want to try to not blow your mind or anything like that, but these are a few facts that I've kind of pulled up. 2 trillion galaxies, right? That in the observable. And if you take an average of 100 billion stars in each one of those galaxies, that means there's 10 at the 24th power. That means 10 with 24 zeros stars. And if each one of those stars have a few planets, or has a planetary system, I mean, how can you not think that either there has been, or that there still currently is, or that in development there is some kind of
Oh, absolutely. We're not that
organisms
special.
No, I don't think so.
The problem is that we tried to find life with our human eyes, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that there is existence out there, not what we would necessarily refer as to life. So I don't believe in I don't believe in the movies where we see extraterrestrials, right? That's not what they look like. There might be some amongst us right now
Could be.
in another dimension that we can't see,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Um,
And we might have already been visited like 300, 400 years ago. We
Yeah.
don't like.
Yeah, yeah,
when
yeah.
People are saying, well, if there were extraterrestrial life, they would have come visit us. Not necessarily. If you walk by an anthill, are you going to stop at the anthill and try to explain to them, what you're doing and
Yeah, yeah.
some No, they might view us as an anthill, as ants, like so primitive that why bother? Why even bother?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, in the other sense too, like the universe itself, like right, is what 13.8 billion years old, right? And I looked at Carl Sagan was a very popular astrophysicist quite a while ago, and he made a time comparison, and he put it on a calendar. So if you imagine that the Big Bang happens on January 1st,
Yeah.
okay, you move forward. That means the birth of our sun would have been September 8th.
Really?
Yep. The birth of our Earth,
Yes.
September 11th.
Wow.
And you know when man would have been born?
Oh, hold on. I don't know. In December?
December 31st at 11:39 p.m.
Well, yes. Okay. 11:39.
11:39
Not
p.m.
59. Okay.
No, 11:39. So you
So that's where we're at.
It goes. It represents well, like on the span of a year, like
Yeah.
how kind of insignificant that we really are. In
Yeah,
the whole
yeah, yeah.
sense. So it could have been that, aliens came visit us in, November of that year.
let me ask you this: do you believe in UFOs?
Yes.
But you
You
see,
know why?
Why?
And not because of sightings that because people have sightings all the time.
Yeah.
But there's a few, and for those that want to research this a little bit more, look into David Fravor, Commander David Fravor. He did he was a pilot. And it's not just his account. Like he and his co-pilot, and there was another plane as well involved, and they have this encounter. And he describes it and has radar footage and everything. It's very compelling, very compelling. And you think like he has nothing.
but you see, my issue, and I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I'm curious. I'm gonna look for that. The problem is that I don't think that extraterrestrial existence or life, I don't think that we can see it.
Okay.
So a UFO is something that we could make as humans. And that's because we're projecting our humanity on another planet or our beings on another planet, and we think we talk about Mars, for instance, right? We're going to go to Mars probably sooner rather than later, because we're going to destroy this one.
Yeah.
So let's go, do another one. And they talk about whether there was life on Mars at some point, or there could have been. According to our principles and what we need to live, but there's so many things that we don't know, so many dimensions out there. There might be some sort of existence or life on Mars, and they're going, what the hell is that rover?
It's true.
Anyways.
It's true.
Yeah.
But no, and I don't know. I think that there has been another one too is Bob Lazar.
Bob Lazar.
Yeah. If you do a search, actually do a search for Jeremy Corbell,
Okay.
and he's done a few documentaries. One of them is with Bob Lazar and Area 51.
Oh, yeah.
And it's interesting. This Bob Lazar apparently worked for the contracting company that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
at Area 51 and supposedly worked on alien or unidentified spacecraft that they have found. Like,
But you
so-
see, the problem I have with UFOs and spacecrafts, or you
Yeah.
know, how come we only see them in the sky? How come, like, we always talk about UFOs, but I've rarely seen good accounts of someone saying, "I met something's another being from another planet somewhere." Because if UFOs really exist and we've been visited, how come no one's ever, you know, I don't know. It's,
some people have.
Well,
Now,
some
whether
peop-
we believe it or not,
well,
that's another story.
there's a president of the United States right now. Maybe that's the biggest
Maybe.
invasion we've had.
But no, it's almost impossible for me to believe that there's not something. I mean, it blows my mind how vast the universe is, and it can't.
No, absolutely. No, I
cannot be that.
No, we
special.
cannot be. No. There's
know.
there's something else out
Now,
there.
whether, because again, mankind is only about 400,000 years old ish, 300,000 years old. I mean, that's a very small period of time.
That's
I mean,
December 31st.
exactly.
Yeah.
So it could very well be that at some point in time before there was being that now they're non-existent because they destroyed their planet
Yes.
by,
Yes.
making iPhones and
Yeah.
driving gasoline cars.
Yeah, they should have
But-
left lessons learned behind them.
That's right. But no, I'm a big
Yeah.
believer that there
Yeah.
has to be
I agree.
there's more out there.
I agree.
Yeah.
So, do you think you'll see us going to Mars while you're living?
I think so. I think so.
Okay, so here's the big
I think
question.
there's a race to get to Mars right now.
Would you go? Because if you go to Mars, you're not coming back.
Can I bring my family?
Yeah, let's
I
say.
would.
Yeah, but everybody has to agree to go, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you can bring your family, yes, you'd go.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here. So maybe we just rent a spacecraft for your family and my family, and
We'll
we all
get
go
an
to Mars.
Airbnb over there. And,
Yes,
share.
we'll do a podcast on Mars.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'd like that.
Yeah, me too. All right, Fern.
But I think in the next, right now the way that science is going with everything, like it's just exponential. I think
It's crazy.
Our kids are gonna see things that are beyond.
It's crazy.
It's
When you think about it, when you and I were in high school,
yeah.
there was no internet.
No.
No internet.
No.
Like our kids cannot imagine a world without internet.
No.
There was no internet.
And what was it? Just how long ago did we? it was
Smartphone.
The smartphone, like it's.
And you know what? I have an issue with the smartphone. And it's not the smartphone itself. It's us calling it the smartphone. Because there's no phones anymore.
No.
Let's call it a phone,
Yeah.
or something else. Because smartphones was to distinguish between a cell phone and these new phones at the time that were doing other things.
Yeah.
Well, you can't get a flip phone. You remember the flip phone?
Yeah.
Like in Star Trek?
Yeah.
Chick-click.
Those were cool.
Yeah, those were cool. So yeah, it's crazy. And I remember in high school we had programming course in high school,
Yeah.
and we were doing the ping pong. We were programming the computer for doing the ping pong game. So you had a bar at the bottom.
Yes.
And then you had a ball that bounced up and down, and you could move your bar. So we could program the computer to do that. And oh my God, that was something else.
Yeah.
And now you could play a game, virtual with glasses on your face, and
incredible.
you're right in there. And it's crazy how technology.
Today I listened to an interview. Neil Tyson deGrasse, the astrophysicist.
Mm-hmm.
He was interviewing Sophia.
Sophia.
Sophia is an AI, an
Yeah.
artificial intelligence. Like she's a robot, but she's able to have
A conversation.
conversations. And it's very interesting because you can tell it's her voice is robotic
Yeah.
to a certain extent, but it was very interesting, like the way that she used logic and she used sense of humor.
Yes.
It was very interesting. Like,
Yes.
And did you know she even has citizenship of I think it's Saudi Arabia?
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, she has
Citizenship.
she has citizenship.
Interesting.
So it's I mean, like I said, I think our kids are going to see our next generation are going to see things that are just going to blow our minds.
Yeah.
That are just
And it's crazy.
yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. When I was a teenager, I would program the VCR for my mother. You know?
Yeah.
That was a big deal then.
Yeah.
Now you don't have to program anything. It
No.
programs by itself. You hit a button,
Yeah.
you know. I used to have, I don't know, dozens and dozens of phone numbers in my head when I was a kid
Yeah.
because we had to dial the phone number, right? Now you don't know a phone number of anybody. If I lose my phone, I can't call anybody. I can't ask someone, can you give me my phone? I'm going to call. I can't call home. What's my phone number? I don't know. It's in my phone.
Where's Al? Oh, I don't know. He lost his phone. He's gone. just scratch him off. He's gone.
Just talking shit, Fern. You're
talking
talking
shit.
shit. All right, Fern, this was fun.
This was fun.
I liked it.
I think we should do this again sometime.
I think so. We got
know.
lots to talk about.
we do.
Yeah.
We do.
All right.
All right, Al.
Fern, it's good seeing you.
Yeah. You too.
All right. Till next time.
All right.
Ciao.
Bye. Well, I hope you enjoyed our conversation. If you did, you could do us a big favor and share with your friends or rate us wherever you listen to this podcast. Our goal is truly to highlight the Maritimes, and we can only do this with your help. If you didn't like our conversation, well, what's the matter with you? Nah, just kidding. Our motto is one day better. That means we always want to be one day better than we were yesterday. So leave us a comment on Facebook and tell us how we can be better. We'd appreciate it, and we might even read your comment on our next podcast. Thanks for listening, and remember, look at everyone like they have something to teach you. See you next time.